All beings flourish when they live in harmony and receive nourishment from nature. This Chinese saying drives China's climate and biodiversity actions. As president of COP15, China has been pushing for the adoption of the Post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework, a roadmap to stop biodiversity loss by 2030 and achieve recovery by 2050. The China Pavilion at Montreal reflects China's own efforts to do so. Its theme is a throwback to the first part of COP15 held in Kunming, China last year. At the Kunming conference, President Xi Jinping pledged over $200 million to establish the Kunming Biodiversity Fund that will support biodiversity protection in developing countries. Another step is the creation of national parks. With unique natural landscapes, natural heritage, and biodiversity, they illustrate success stories in the conservation of endangered species, such as the giant panda, tigers, and snow leopards. Last but not least, the Belt and Road Initiative proposed by China in 2013 is now a Green Belt and Road Initiative. The focus is not just on building infrastructure, but on reducing emissions and pollution while doing so, and protecting biodiversity. We know that you're representing the BRIGC, and the organization has published several reports on the biodiversity conservation situation. Maybe you can shed light on how a green BRI could contribute to the post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework that has been finalized as we speak in Montreal.
Absolutely. This Global Coalition for Green Belt and Road has taken a lot of action to promote a Green Belt and Road. We have created a traffic light system for Chinese foreign investment, good for environment, green, bad for environment, red. And if it's yellow, maybe you can make some changes and take it into a better fashion. And I made a number of reports about this. I see two main ways the Belt and Road will contribute to a greener planet. One is, of course, Chinese investments. When President Xi last year said that China will stop all overseas investments in coal, that was the most important decision for the environment in the entire world in 2021. It was of enormous significance because it will phase down coal, but of course it will also turn Chinese investments into solar and wind and green hydrogen and all the green energies we need. And the second is people-to-people contact. And China has now so much to show for itself when it comes to the environment. Best practices in many ways. For instance, China is by far the biggest tree planter in the world, planting in deserts, planting in cold areas, planting in rainforest in Yunnan. It's a wide variety of this. President Xi has promised that China will plant an area the size of Belgium. That's big, that's amazing. And of course, Belt and Road is an opportunity through the Green Belt and Road Coalition to take this knowledge from China to the rest of the world. But vice versa, China may also learn something. Give you one example, when President Xi now went to Saudi Arabia, one part of the delivery from that visit was an agreement between China and Saudi Arabia that the best practice of the alien company in the Kubuchi Desert of Inner Mongolia will now be taken to Saudi Arabia, so that they can learn from the technologies and practice in Inner Mongolia in their fight to green the desert, the great deserts of Saudi Arabia.